what a way to finish this game off as the Raptors win 101-84 over the Miami Heat. Now, if the first quarter showed anything, it was that this was going to be a long game. You know, Miami scored 33 points. The Raptors only scored 23. You're stuck 10 after the first quarter. You're not shooting the ball well. They're shooting the ball well. Very well. And that's scary because you don't have Serge Ibaka. Obviously, you got suspended for the one game. So you lost him for this one, which in hindsight is going to be a very, very tough thing. But the Raptors found something else. They, in the second, third, and fourth quarters, they did an absolutely fantastic job defending the ball. They were really, really good. Only gave up 14 points in that second quarter, 21 in the third quarter, and only 16 in that fourth quarter. So after a 33-point first quarter, I mean, you hold them the rest of the way, and you do a really, really good job. Raptors shoot 44% from the field, 26% from three, whereas Miami shoots 26% from three as well, 6 of 23 for both sides, and only 39% from the field. Really, really good defense by the Raptors, and I mean, they looked really great, you know, in those three quarters, and that was just a great job all around by the team. Raptors shoot 78% from the line, whereas Miami shoots 61% from the line. So again, Raptors plus in that category. Rebounds. I mean, the Raptors were plus, 15 in this one when it comes to the boards. Really, really good. The offensive boards at one point was a mess. I think it was like 10-3 at one point. Raptors end up winning that one, though, 11-10. They did a really great... I mean, a lot of credit is due to Jakob Poeltl in that fourth quarter where the guy was just constantly just grabbing offensive boards. I mean, there was one possession where the Raptors had like 4 rebounds. You know, they just constantly... I don't even know if they got 2 points out of it, but they just kept getting the ball back. And it was just a great thing. Only 10 assists in this one, so not the greatest on that side. However, big games from big players. You know, PJ Tucker gets to the start in this one, and just he does what PJ Tucker does. No matter if he's starting or he's coming off the bench, he's going to give you hard-nosed, tough minutes. In 33 minutes, he had 9 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, and a steal. And he was only 3 of 8 shooting. You look at that, and you're like, wasn't that great? But if you watch the game and you watch how this guy plays, he's all over, you know, the player he's guarding this night. Or any night, really. He's always there. He did a great job. JV had a rough night, 2 points, 8 boards, missed both shots he took. But you know what? He's going to have an off night. Need him to regroup. And DeMar DeRozan, for the first time in his career, gets back-to-back games with 40 points. I mean, he had 40 points in 36 minutes, 6 boards, and 3 assists of 14 of 25 shooting, which is 56%. And also 12 of 13 from the line. Again, when DeMar DeRozan gets to the free throw line 10 or plus times, the Raptors, a lot of the time, find ways to win. But a big reason of why this team won, Norman Powell, he had 14 points off the bench. He was 5 of 10 shooting. And DeLon Wright, who had 13 points, 7 boards, and 3 assists. He was also 4 of 7 shooting for 57%. He was big. And Jakob Poeltl, I mean, in 23 minutes, he had 4 points and 6 boards. But you know what? It's just what he does. You know, he was just tapping the ball out as well, right? You know, defensive rebounds that don't count here, but he tapped it to his own player. Again, on the offensive glass, was a couple there as well that he did. Jakob Poeltl was great in this one. I thought he was really good. Patrick Patterson, you know, he had 5 points, but he had 10 rebounds. And that's what you want to see from a big guy like Patrick, is getting those boards as well as, you know, knocking down a couple threes as you go along. I mean, he was 0 of 4 from 3 in this one, but you know what? The team played well without Serge Ibaka. And this game was a character game. We know we don't have Lowry. Is it hurting? Yeah. Would we like to have Lowry back? Absolutely. But we don't have him. We're learning to play without him. And they're playing well. And now you lose Serge Ibaka, obviously, for today's game. And you still play at a really high level in the second, third, and fourth quarters, obviously. The Raptors are now, 14 games over 500. They've won 4 in a row. They're half a game back of the Wizards. However, you guys got to think about it this way. We pass the Wizards, second round, you face Cleveland. Or, whoever comes first place, because Boston's right on their tail, but I don't know. I don't know who's going to end up coming first. But nonetheless, you'd face that first place team, you come third place. So what do you really want to do? Nonetheless, I'm not going to tell this team to lose games. We got to keep winning, keep grinding out, and just continuing to play Raptor basketball. And that's what we've been seeing over the last little bit. Amazing defensive games. Obviously against Chicago, yeah. But you know what? The shot was falling. And that was just the way it worked. Your last little bit, you've been defensive dynamos. And that's the way you got to be without Lowry in the lineup. You give up 75 points against Detroit. Then you give up 91 against Indiana. Then, the game against, then you have the game against Chicago, obviously. But then tonight, you only give up 84 points after an abysmal first quarter. I mean, you gave up 33 points in that, that's on pace for like 120-something odd points. But you hold them to 84. This team buckled down defensively and just did an outstanding job rebounding the ball, just playing active defense. And that's what they were doing. They were all up on their guys. They were making every shot difficult for the Heat. And it showed because they went from getting 33 points in the opening quarter to 35 points in the next 2 quarters combined. I mean, they did a fantastic job. I can't say enough about this team, the way they battled in this one. They were never really crazy far ahead. I mean, there were times where they were at like 16, 17 points, which is great. Then Miami went on like a 5-0 run. You're like, the Raptors answered right back. And it's just, that's what they did in this one. And I'm so happy that they did. Now, I'm really proud that they won this game because it's a road game in Miami. You played awful your last time in Miami, and that wasn't even that long ago. And then you come in tonight, have a rough first quarter, but absolutely kill them the rest of the way. That shows you a playoff team, a team that can change how they play for the better in an instant. And that's what they did, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the boys. I think you guys are too. So, next up, we're still on the road. We're still down south. We're taking on the Dallas Mavericks down in Dallas. All right, so back-to-back road games. Obviously, at one point, the Raptors had even home, even away games, right? Well, you know what? We're getting right down to the nitty-gritty when it comes to games remaining in the season. I mean, we're like 10 games away from playoff time. And I haven't heard much about Kyle Lowry coming back. Maybe there's going to be things over the next couple of days. But, as of today, there are 10 games remaining in this season. The Raptors are doing a very good job winning these games and fighting hard. I mean, I think you guys, including myself, are very happy with their performance of late, and especially tonight, the way they started the game. I mean, I'm proud of them that they were able to battle right back. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video and you enjoyed this game, because, hey, it was a great 3 quarters. Let's leave it that way. Hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys thought of this one, and what do you think about, if you've heard anything about Lowry, let me know in the comments. I haven't heard a whole lot about him. We've been seeing him on the bench. Haven't heard much progress. Maybe there has been. I'm not too sure. But like I said, what'd you guys think of this game? I thought it was a really, really good, end to the game, as I've been saying all video long. And we'll talk to you guys very shortly, Leafs edition, as they beat the Devils tonight, and the Bruins lost. Therefore, the Leafs are 3 points in that divisional spot. Oh, it's beautiful. And also, like we said, Raptors edition, as they're taking on the Dallas Mavericks Saturday night in Dallas. Also, if you guys want to fire out a follow on Twitter, I'll put the link down in the description. More followers we get, the more tweets you see. All right, it's a kind of like a wave, I guess you want to call it, or something like that. Followers, bang, tweets, fire them out, right? And then we can communicate directly, and it'll be a lot easier for us to talk about our teams, all right? So follow down below, guys, and we'll talk to you guys. Dallas Mavericks, Toronto Raptors, post-game. It's an 8:30 tip-off. We'll see you guys then.